Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back here. Off the Bench, hour number 2. On a Tuesday morning, Flynn, Alondra, Tay, Kane, the dog, holding it down. On this Tuesday morning, the tripod rolls again as Jacob Hester, Gallivan skipping around Arizona right now with the NFL owners. Hanging out. Us holding it down here, Baton Rouge. Does he even care about Will Wade?
Probably not. If he did, he'd be here.
He'd be here.
I don't think he knows he got hired.
I doubt it. Too focused on the Jaguars salary cap.
Yeah, real foxhole to leave us to deal with all of this.
I know. Messed up.
While you go just be in Phoenix talking to owners and stuff.
You said the Jaguar salary cap. Jake hanging out with Liam Cohen just seems funny to me.
How much dead cap space do they have? Anyway, Tuesday show brought to you by Community Steel. Every single Tuesday, Community Steel bringing the show to you. So if you're building in South Louisiana, you need steel that's made right here in Louisiana, not shipped from somewhere else, not shipped from cross seas, cross country, wherever it is. Community Steel is in Gonzales, produces metal buildings, components, roofing, custom trim, steel framing, all on site, ready for your commercial or industrial project. Locally owned by Gary and Lionel Johnson. They've built their business the same way they build everything else, which is the right way, and it's for this community. So visit communitysteelco.com. Community Steel, baby. These beautiful yellow panels. We got the yellow lights around us.
They really do look so sick.
I really feel like the studio pops a little bit more with the yellow.
You were fired up this morning. I walk into the studio, you're back here messing with the lights over here behind us, like trying to get the perfect shade of yellow. I was impressed. I didn't even know you knew how to do it.
Not a big deal. Look, it matches perfectly too.
Looks good.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big light guy. Love lighting. I don't like seeing light bulbs. That's kind of like my thing at the house. I don't want to see light bulbs, but I love a light.
Yeah. They got to have some sort of sconce or something.
Some sort of sconce, some sort of glow situation. Now, I get it. You got to have can lights when it's like homework time at the house. Like, you got to have some lights, right? I get it. I like good lighting. I don't want to see a light bulb, though. Just me. That's why I don't love these.
Well, and they're also just not great.
Yeah, these lights, these theater lights came from the theater where Lincoln was shot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they were old then.
They were old then.
They were used.
Absolutely, they were.
They were used
100%.
at the Ford Theater.
All right, well, as of last night, Women's Final Four is set. Kind of a stinker, too. It's boring. It's all number ones.
Typical.
Yeah, that happens a lot with the women's side. Like we talked about it. They're very top heavy.
Yeah, they did. And none of the games were like particularly close either. Texas beat Michigan 77-41. Let's see. UCLA beat Duke 70-58. UConn beats Notre Dame 70-52. South Carolina beat TCU 78-52. So they weren't really close. But we got it set. So it's UConn, UCLA, Texas, South Carolina, UConn. Minus 235 to win the national championship. UCLA and Texas both tied at plus 550. South Carolina plus 750 to win the championship. So based on that, I guess UConn's the big favorite here.
I would like to see them win. Like, that'd be number 12 for Gino. And think about how hard that is. Like, that would put him over John Wooden.
That's probably what they said about 11.
Right.
Think about how hard that is.
But I mean, he tied Wooden with 11. This would give him 12 national championships. I mean, that's a hell of a run. So if you want to find something to pull for, plus I think Gino does it the right way. Gino's always been a pretty good coach. Like I've always been a Gino Auriemma fan. So
He's been pretty good for sure. And he always says the right things too. Like I like listening to him, especially this time of year in press conferences, because he fights for the sport certainly, and like to get its fair share of opportunity in the spotlight, and he fights for his team certainly. So, but anyway, like to be in the Final Four with all number one seeds and to be minus 235 to win it's pretty tells you something right there. And you look over at the men's side, number one seed Michigan, number one seed Arizona, number 3 seed Illinois, number 2 seed UConn, much more evenly distributed. Actually, Michigan has the best odds per the betting, per Vegas, I guess, to win it all. Michigan's at plus 170 to win it all. Arizona plus 180 to win it all. Illinois plus 400. UConn plus 550. So those matchups will begin here in the next few days. Michigan versus Arizona. So you got the 2 number ones going at it. Then Illinois versus UConn.
I have you broke down our OTB brackets, which we don't need to need to mention what place we're in or anything, but
No.
I think Michigan's my lone Final
Michigan's
14.
my lone too. I got
That's-
Michigan.
I don't
winning.
even know if I have anybody in the Final Four.
Look, we created our off the bench little group.
T.
and
Martin.
I think so. It's called OTB Wolfpack Foxhole T Martin, and I think 12 people joined it. And I'm sure more people would have joined it as well if I didn't make the name so long and confusing. I get it, but it made me laugh at the time. That's why I did it. So I don't apologize. Well, the tripod, we're in the last 3 places.
Yeah, I don't have anybody in the Final Four.
Yeah, it's not good, guys. It is not good.
Duke was like my last shot at having somebody in the Final Four.
They're a miracle away too. So
Yeah, so I had Michigan.
do you have them winning it all?
I got them winning it all.
Dang it. Because I do too, and I was like, I don't know if that gives you points. If you get that, probably not. Like at this point,
Yeah, so let's see. I had Michigan, Arkansas, Michigan State, and Vandy. Really thought Vandy was heating up at the right time.
did you?
You did.
Oh, yeah.
Delta.
Yeah, that's a big on them.
I had Duke, Houston, Texas Tech, and Texas.
Yeesh. It's not great.
Literally.
So
didn't
let me
even
ask you
put
this: Have y'all been
any
have y'all
thought.
been locked into the tournament? I mean, Taylor, you're locked into all sports.
I mean, not as locked in as I have been in years past, just because it's kind of been so chalk. But I mean, I've watched the big schools.
Are we bandwagon? Like, if our bracket's kind of busted, you kind of tune out of it, or has this been a different year for y'all? Because
I just
I've
haven't
probably
paid
tuned in
attention
less.
this year at all.
I think it's just like my time of life right now. We're so slammed with kids stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You just can't like lock in as much as you want to. But I also didn't know is because like Vandy lost early, so I wasn't as interested.
I never thought I'd pull for Michigan in anything,
Yeah.
but kind of like to see them win. The Big Ten hadn't won a national championship in the NCAA tournament. What was it? 102, Michigan State, and that's the last time. So streak coming to an end. That's a little bit interesting.
That is wild, right?
I know because
Been
they have
so
good
long.
basketball schools up
Was
there.
it? Is it the last time since Mateen Cleaves was?
Yes,
Was
that's the last
entire
time.
Big 10?
Mhm.
The last time a Big Ten team has won the national championship
Yep.
in men's basketball. Mateen Cleaves, like one of the few people that I remember watching as a kid. Like I can tell you because might come as a shock to y'all. I'm not a guy that recalls a lot of names in sports, but Mateen Cleaves is one of them. The lefty, I believe. That was a fun team to watch.
Yeah, and that's the last
like
time.
a
And like
freshman
think
in high
about think about how many Wisconsin teams, Michigan. I mean, you've seen the Fab Five documentary, Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, and all them. They never won the national championship. Like there's just so many teams that were very, very close. Wisconsin with Frank Kaminsky a few years ago was really, really good. They got to the finals. They lost to Duke. Like there's so many teams out there that got close and just haven't got it done for whatever reason.
And you got to think that with the emergence of the pay-for-play period of college football, this time we're in, you got to think that the Big Ten, we will have better teams probably. Not to say that they haven't had. I mean, it's hard, even if you're a great team, it's hard to get through the tournament. Everybody understands that. But you got to think that some of the bigger schools will invest the money, just like teams in the SEC are doing, teams in different parts of the country are doing in different conferences. But you got to think there's some teams out there in the Big Ten that say, you bring up like a Wisconsin. I know they have funds to do it. I know that's a proud sport for them. You got to think teams like that will invest those NIL dollars and be able to fundraise the necessary funds for those different programs that, outside of football. We know that for a lot of SEC and Big Ten, football is going to get the lion's share of like the rev share portion. But those teams that have that history of being really good, just haven't been able to break through, I think are going to benefit from that fundraising. So that's an interesting one you bring up there with the old badges. But we'll see if Michigan can get it done. Don't want to cheer for them, but for the sake of my bracket,
Right.
I need to go from like third to last place to at least fifth or sixth to last place.
Right. Can I get to middle of the
That's
road?
a big deal for me. Talking about some bragging rights there.
Matt, somebody just put this in the chat. You were talking earlier about the Saints having marketing rights in Italy. The Cleveland Browns just posted. We are excited to announce that we've been granted marketing rights in Italy. So
it's not exclusive. Not exclusive.
I don't know how any of this works.
Maybe they're going to play each other.
Italy's just handing out those rights like bubblegum.
It's true. You do got to have two teams. So that's a fair point.
Now, the Browns are a choice for sure.
Got to play someone.
Yeah, I even asked Chat GPT, what does NFL Global Markets Program mean? Didn't really have a great answer for me.
Really?
Basically, it says NFL is franchising its teams globally without moving them by letting them, quote unquote, own fan growth in specific countries.
I mean, that makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah, if you want to spread the game globally like NFL wants to do, then yeah, it would make sense that you would have to market in other countries.
Yeah, but like doing it by team, that makes it a little weird, right? And especially giving them the Browns.
I guess.
But yeah, like
Yeah, the Browns are a choice for sure.
Are you selling Saints gear and Browns gear exclusively in Italy? Like, is that?
I don't know.
So the National Football League Global Markets Program allows individual NFL teams to market themselves in specific countries outside the U.S., almost like giving them territories overseas. I don't know what that means, though. Were they not allowed to sell a Saints jersey in Italy beforehand? I don't know what that means. I read like the big statement from this that the Saints posted as well. It still told me a whole bunch of nothing.
It's looking, so I'm on like the NFL's website right now, and it does look like every team has its own little territory. So Italy is Saints and Browns. Germany has the Falcons, the Panthers, the Lions, the Packers, the Colts,
I think it's
the Chiefs.
Yeah, why did Germany get so many?
I don't know. Greece only has the Chargers.
Ooh.
South Korea only has the Rams. Japan only has the Rams. Nigeria has the Browns. Argentina only has the Dolphins.
Nice.
France only has the Saints.
Which France makes sense. Because the fleur de
I think that like it's the proximity from France to Italy.
But what does it mean? They can sell jerseys there?
I mean, this feels pretty self-explanatory to me.
Why? What is
Because
it,
they're
what do
just
they
trying
do?
to market in other countries. Like, I don't know why that's hard to understand.
What do you mean by market in other countries?
Like, they're just trying to like promote themselves.
They're just saying, hey, this country, this is your team now.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of how the Jaguars weren't the Jaguars like in
London.
England, yeah.
Yep.
Or who's in Ireland? The Steelers. Like, isn't it Ireland?
One of them is. One of them is.
So, like, Italy's like, I declare that all citizens of this great country can only be fans of the Browns or the Saints because they are marketing here.
I mean, I'm
what happens
sure
if-
any other team could be like, hey, I want to market in Italy too.
Yeah. A couple $100 maybe. We're going to ask Nick Underhill. We had to get to the bottom of this situation. And I agree, like, the words they're saying are self-explanatory, but I don't agree that what it actually means anything. Except to confuse me on a Tuesday morning.
I think it's just a global initiative to get people more into the NFL.
I love it. Good.
Do you? Because like I'm okay with a couple games, but like the NFL opens on a Wednesday night
Yeah.
this year, which I hate.
Yeah. I think if you're going to do it, like, give everybody one country and one team. Germany, what, you got 8 of them? It's not fair. Rams got a couple of countries. Just pick one. Who do you think the Cowboys have? North Korea?
No, let me think. Somewhere,
Yeah.
some
not a
third
good one.
world.
I actually don't see the Cowboys on here.
See, nobody wants them.
Jerry said it's all about America.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. All right.
They got the great state of Texas. All right.
The Republican
Probably
Texas.
exactly what he said.
Yep. All right. Well, we
Oh,
are
they're
about.
in Mexico. Makes sense too. That also makes sense.
All right, 15 minutes. We got Jay Clark joining the show. We will talk about LSU gymnastics as they go into regionals. They're going to host the regionals starting to April 1st through 4th, I believe, right here at the PMS. So we'll have him joining the show. We got Nick Underhill coming in at 9 a.m. to discuss these global marketing rights. What the hell that really means. So we'll find out, but stick with us right here off the bench.
Off the bench.
All right, do y'all know what, if you dial 888-8888, you know where that takes you?
Gordon McKernan?
Yes.
No way.
Gordon McKernan, injury attorney. So if you've been injured, if you get a little fender bender, you get in a car accident, maybe you've been injured on a job, well, pick up your phone, start hitting the 8s, 888-8888. You start hitting it until it calls. No matter where in Louisiana, doesn't matter what that area code is. That is the number to dial. So if you have been injured, you don't really know what to do, well, give them a call because they do know what to do. They can get exactly what you deserve. They've been doing it a long time, and we've seen them in the community, Gordon McKernan in the community doing so many great things throughout the year, so many charitable giveaways, donations, all the things that they do for all of us. And then as well as the G team as well, LSU Athletics, proud partners with all the work they've done with the G team right over there. So go check them out. If you've been injured, call Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. GetGordon.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back here off the bench. Tuesday morning. Got some complaints about my mic levels in the chat. I'm just going to speak up. Speaking a little low this morning. I'm not going to complain like Hester and say I'm tired this morning. Would never do that. I saw a great comment in the chat earlier that said that Hester now identifies as a running back, not a fullback, since he's gone to NFL. That's a tough look for him.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the big things that has kind of been coming across my timeline this past week, and this weekend certainly, I want to get y'all's thoughts on it, is the new ABS system in Major League Baseball. I know there's a lot of good to it, but I want to know how y'all feel that it has gone through the first handful of games out. Now that, of course, the ABS system is the automatic ball strike situation, which allows players to challenge balls and strikes, obviously. A little tap of the head. Most of the times getting a real quick tap of the head as well. But the umpires are getting exposed real fast out here. Now, like I'm not going to say this is an easy situation because most of these things that I'm seeing, at least, that are getting challenged are like fractions of an inch that they're either hitting the square or not hitting it. How do y'all think it's gone? Is this good for the game or is this bad for the game?
I think it can be both, but I'm also like
Both things can be true.
Yeah, I think both things can be true. I know that's kind of like a riding the fence kind of answer, but I personally, this is a hot, people don't agree with me at all, but me personally, I'm like a traditionalist, right? So I don't like to see all the new stuff that's happening in baseball just because, like, I just like the old school way of doing things. And, like, baseball is America's pastime, you know? So I just feel like that's one of those things that you shouldn't really mess with. Like, I don't like the pitch clock. I know that people hate that take, and everybody loves the pitch clock, but I just don't like it. But I think that when there's umpires that are clearly really bad at their job and sometimes inconsistent with calling balls and strikes, I think that's good. I think objectively it could be a good thing.
Look,
subjectively, I'm not like, I don't care either way.
Right. Like, I'm all about all sports.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to say exposing refs or umps.
Expose them.
But I guess exposing the ones that aren't as good. Like, they are going to be having people watch you, having accountability, especially immediate accountability like this, makes you be better at anything that you do. Like, a good coach holds his players accountable. A good parent holds his kids accountable. Like, that's the way we get better. And I'm sure that these umps have a grade and they're accountable to somebody. But now they're accountable to everybody in real time immediately. How embarrassing had to it have been for, who was it? Was it CB Buckner? The umpire, I can't even remember what game it was. Like, he got 6, like, immediately. He got 6 wrong. Now, again, like, look, we're talking like a quarter of an inch off wrong. I get. Like, it's hard, and the ball's moving a lot. These catchers are absolutely elite at framing the strike zone. Like, I get it. It's not an easy situation, but my God, and I'm sure, and I can imagine that every umpire in Major League Baseball is going to have games like that where they get exposed on multiple. So everybody's going to have a little egg on their face at some point. But I think most of the ones that I saw called wrong were not wrong by a lot, right? Like, if they called it a ball and the catcher thought it was a strike, like, it's clipping the outer edge of the perimeter of that rectangle.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not like crazy. So, like, I was watching it and I was like, man, these refs or these umps are getting like poo-pooed on by everybody. And I'm like, it doesn't look that easy. And these were really close calls. Yeah. So, like, I'm all about, we're not going to ever give like the ref the benefit of the doubt here on these shows, but I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't like seeing, as a guy that hadn't like tuned into a lot of baseball in his adulthood.
Yeah.
Starting to try to tune in a lot more now. Especially my son playing baseball. He wants to watch some more, just baseball on the TV at least.
Right.
And I like to have it like at least on in the background. So he's at least like soaking things in subconsciously, like it was just baseball knowledge or terminology or whatever it is. I'm watching it and I don't like it. It just seems like and I know there are rules and you can't like, I'm sure there's a certain amount that you can do. It seems like there's just people tapping the head all over the place.
I guess that's my question. Like, how many do you get? Because like, that's a good point Alondra brought up about the pitch clock. Like, you either love it or hate it, but they installed the pitch clock to speed up the game. I feel like this kind of slows down the game.
And I think they only have like 15 seconds to make the decision, like once it is.
Which is fine, but it's like, I do feel like this slows down the game. The pitch clock was to speed up the game. So it's, kind of like, what are we doing? It's kind of counterintuitive.
Right. So for the first 47 games, there was 175 challenges, which is an average of like 3.7 per game. So I guess like if you're doing the math, it's around a minute, I guess, probably wasted or not wasted. No, so like, it's actually not slowing it down too much, I guess. But that was my thought. It's kind of messing up the flow of the game,
right?
Like the watchability. But there's this other side of me that's like, but it's actually really good because you're holding them accountable. They're gonna eventually be better because of the scrutiny that they're getting. So I still
think there's less reviews there than there is in like football.
Yeah, I just don't need to see like a review, a ball missing like a quarter of an inch outside the strike zone, getting called a strike. I don't need to see that in the top of the third inning.
No.
Where it's like no outs, nobody on base. Like, I don't need to see that. Maybe there's a situation to where like you want that in big situations, like meaningful situations. So maybe there's parameters on when they can be called.
Yeah.
Or like tighten it down to how many you can call, then they're not wasting them as much. But like
also,
try to tell a catcher you can only do it twice a game. Like that.
Right.
That guy's like tapping his head every time he's framing one up.
Yeah. And also, like, don't leave it up to the ump. We say it all the time. Like if the call is close,
Right.
don't leave it up to the ump. Foul that thing off.
Okay.
If it's like a
Protect
quarter
the plate.
if it's a quarter of an inch off the little rectangle or whatever, like you could have fouled that one off.
I know.
Don't leave it up
but
to
my
them.
God, some of those pitchers have so much movement. They probably don't even.
It's sick.
It is pretty sick. It's fun to watch. But anyway, hey, look, if you're listening,
Rest in peace, Trevor Bauer.
if you're listening at home, or if you're just at the office, whatever, jump in YouTube, jump in the chat with us over on YouTube at the live stream. Tell us your thoughts. Let us know. But look, we're gonna go to break here, and when we come back, we got the head coach of your LSU gymnastics team, Mr. Jay Clark, joining the show. So stick with us right here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
All right, you need a roof. You need the best roof. Maybe you need a roof repair. Well, you want to work with the best. And the best is Pelican Roof. Let's go to pelicanroof.com. 2 offices, Lafayette, Baton Rouge. So if you got a job happening, they are going to have a dedicated crew. So they're not driving across back and forth on the bridge. They're going to dedicate a crew to you. And they're going to dedicate a project manager as well to specifically be assigned to your job until that job is finished, and only your job. So it's going to get done the right way. You go any of their job sites, you drive down, you're in the neighborhood, you see their sign in the front, you see them working. You're going to notice like a clean job site. They're not messy. They are professional from the beginning to the end, the whole process, and great customer service as well. Louisiana through and through. Saying we know that like a new roof, it's a big decision for you and your family. It's financially, it's a big decision. You can go to their website, pelicanroof.com. You can start the finance tab. You can start the financing. They have incredible rates. They can help you throughout the entire length of the project. Go check them out, pelicanroof.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back to Off the Bench. 8:33 on a Tuesday morning. Tuesday show brought to you by Community Steel, right here from the Raising Cane studio. And it's time. We are pleased and happy to welcome in the coach of your LSU gymnastics team, Mr. Jay Clark. How you doing this morning, Jay?
Doing good, fellas. How are y'all this morning?
We are doing fantastic. Excited for your team right now. Hosting a regional right here in the PMAC. What does that mean for you to have that seed at the end of the year to be able to host these regionals?
Well, we haven't hosted one of these things since 2019, and I don't understand the whole bid process deal that we've got. We try to get it every year. We think we're one of the more attractive locations for this for obvious reasons, but nonetheless, we've got it this year. We've positioned ourselves in a great position as the number 1 seed for this regional, number 2 overall nationally, and we feel good about it. Hopefully, we can take advantage of the familiar confines of the PMAC and being on our own equipment and get through this thing. It's a tough field that we've got coming in here, and when you get to this stage of the game, it's never easy. But I feel good about where our team is mentally and physically at this point.
Yeah, because you got these regionals. You have of course, number 2 LSU. You had number 15 Clemson. You got Auburn, Air Force, Nebraska. Then number 7 Stanford, number 10 Michigan, UNC, Utah State. So certainly a lot of good teams out there, but y'all certainly are not. Y'all are experienced with playing. Of course, being in the SEC, playing the best of the best each and every single week. So just how are your girls feeling? I know they've had a fantastic season, a lot of great meets, a lot of great scores they've been posted coming off the SEC championships a week and a half ago. So how are the girls feeling right now just going into the postseason?
Well, first of all, you're right. Anytime you can run the gauntlet of the Southeastern Conference during the year, you should be prepared for just about anything. But I think our kids are in a good position. Right now, as far as how we train, less is more, because you get to this stage of the game and you're 15 weeks in, the bodies begin to show a little wear and tear. But I think more than anything, we've just got to continue to be the team that we have been from a mental approach standpoint, and not not try to be overly perfect right now. We just need to get out there and compete hard, which is what we've done all year. We've shown the ability to fight and not let things snowball on us when we do have a mistake. So I feel good about it. I think our kids feel good about it. They're a confident bunch, and we should be able to position ourselves pretty well.
Yeah, because so your team takes the floor on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. And then if you're interested, there's a lot of gymnastics this week. So April 1st through 4th, there will be gymnastics tomorrow, Air Force, Nebraska. Then at 1 p.m. on Thursday, Stanford, Michigan, North Carolina, Utah State. But LSU takes the floor on Thursday night. So you're going to go into this it's going to be a 4-team meet Thursday night. So how do you go into those types of meets? There's so much happening around you. Usually it's 2 teams there. Do you tell your girls to focus on what they're doing? Like, do y'all score watch around what other people are doing as well?
Well, I hope they don't score watch. I know some of them probably do, but really, as you've heard me say before, there is no defense. So the best thing we can do is just stay present with what it is we're doing and focus on what we're doing. Look, when things go wrong, it's impossible to not wonder, where you stand. And so we just have to control those emotions and stay very, very present. As I mentioned, I've likened it before to, being in the final round of a major golf tournament. You can hear what's going on around you. You can hear the galleries going crazy if somebody birdies at 16 or whatever, but you've got to stay focused on what you're doing, and the only way to do that is just to not scoreboard watch, but pour all your energy into what we're doing, stay in that bubble the best you possibly can, and hope for a great outcome. And really for us, we're hopeful that our fans will get in there on Thursday night and again on Saturday. I realize it's Easter weekend, and that poses a little bit of an obstacle, but we've grown so accustomed to being in there and having our ardent support from our fan base, and being able to depend on that is something that we need to be able to take advantage of.
Certainly, and we hope and we expect LSU fans to pack the PMAC as well for every time LSU gymnastics, because it is much watch TV right there. And I want to follow up a little bit on so. And look, this question's coming from old football player Meathead here. If you're watching, so the coaches, y'all have to kind of probably keep track. You want your players to focus certainly on what's happening. Yeah. But when you get into the postseason, I mean, it's win or go home at this point. It's just best score. Right. So if there's a situation, you kind of mentioned golf. Like a golfer doesn't want to watch the score. But if he's down, he might know that he has to pull something. He has to make a shot that he would normally try, maybe if he's down at the end. Like, is there a situation that, okay, we need to score a certain amount? Is there something that you would ever change in a routine, add something to a routine because you need it? Or is it just, no, you got to execute the routine we practice every single time?
It would be highly unusual for me to do something like that. I can only think of maybe one time where that's been the case in 35 years of doing this. The reality is they get into a rhythm and a routine, and everything in their mind at that point is very choreographed. And they've got certain things they say to themselves. They've got verbal cues that they put themselves through. And for me to disrupt that, midstream, most of the time is going to be a lot more detrimental than it is going to be beneficial. So it's not something that you'll see us do very often. In fact, I tell them all the time, just let me get pissed off at the judges. You don't worry about things. You keep doing what you do, and don't get distracted by anything that I say or do, in the course of a competition. We just have to, their best approach is just going to be to stay in their bubble. There's certain kids that can handle, shifts in the environment. And then there's those that really you just have to leave alone and let them go into, a couple of our kids almost go into a kind of a catatonic, transical looking state of mind before they go, where they block out everything. They don't hear what's going on around them. It does you no good to talk to them because they're dialed in. And it's one of the challenges of my job is to meet them where they are, because they're all a little bit different that way. Some of them want more input, some of them want zero input, and you just got to be able to kind of read the moment with each one of them and try to help them get where they need to get.
Yeah, well said. I mean, everybody's a little bit different, and that's the mark of a good coach, is to be able to understand the mentality, the psychology of your players and the girls on your team. And certainly you got some studs. Your team is full of a bunch of excuse my language, a bunch of badass women. And all Americans came out recently. Kalia Lincoln, All-American on vault and floor. Connor McClain, uneven bars, beam. Amari Drayton, vault. Kaylin Chio, basically everything. What does it mean to have? What does it mean to have studs like that on your team that are just going out there every week?
You know, it's definitely a comfort to know that you've got, and there's more than just them. I mean, it's our team is full of great competitors, kids that have proven time and time again that they have a level of consistency that can be counted on over and over again. They rely on each other. And those kids that made regular season All-American will be the first to tell you they don't do it without their teammates setting them up. So we've got a great group of kids. I've got to credit Garrett Griffiths. He spearheads our recruiting efforts. He identifies the talent, but not only that, the personalities that'll fit here with the culture that we try to create year over year here at LSU. And so I'm just, I'm a blessed man to have done this as long as I have, but to be surrounded by this caliber of young women day in and day out that want to do things the right way and represent this university the way they do is really a privilege and an honor for me.
Coach, what's been the best part about this team, coaching this team? Every team's got their own identity, their own personality, their own DNA, and you've had some good ones, of course. But what's been the best part about being with these ladies this year?
Well, I think they from the first meet, they've demonstrated that they're fighters and that they're very proud of what they represent, and a lot of that goes back to what I just said. They represent each other. One of the things they've repeated and that we repeat a lot is that we honor each other with our actions and not our words. And they've spent a lot of time investing in one another. Really growing their relationships outside of the gym, which, as you guys know, particularly in the more classic team sports, is super important. That locker room and the chemistry that you can provide, that you get, is super important to the success of a team. And believe it or not, it is in our sport too, which is seemingly an individual sport that you wouldn't think that matters a whole lot. It does, and I've been part of teams that had no business thinking they could win a championship. And they did because of that. And I've been part of teams that should have run off and left everybody and didn't because they didn't have that. And I'm just proud of this team for investing in one another, spending the time with one another, getting to know what makes each other tick, what are the things that could divide them so that they don't, and that they've really put in a great deal of effort into those relationships and prioritize one another over outside things that could get in the way. So that's one of the biggest things I'm proud of.
Well, I can tell you, for LSU fans, what y'all do certainly does matter. In this community, it does. I can tell you, I got two little girls that do gymnastics, and there are so many gymnastic places for little girls to go in Baton Rouge, and I can only contribute that to the success and the popularity that your team has within this community. So it certainly does matter. Coach, I want to ask you, I asked this to Jay Johnson last week. Well, of course, there's a new coaching hire for the men's basketball team. Going to be playing in the same building where your team.
Some say it's a new hire.
Some say it's a new hire, new old hire, I guess.
Yeah.
But, Coach, what's it like to coach a successful program at a school that cares so much about the product it puts out on the field or the court or the floor, and it does all the resources and everything that it goes into, it'll support you guys in every single way. What does it mean to be a coach here at LSU?
I can't think of a better. I've only done it in two places, and both of them in the conference. Once it was my alma mater. But I'm going to tell you something right now, and I kind of echo what Will said. Louisiana and LSU is home for me now, and it's different, and I know that Lane has coined that, and everybody's just talking about it's just different. That's a catchphrase, whatever. It's real, and it's contagious, and the culture here drives that, and the personalities of our coaches drive that. We're we're not always the easiest people. We're not the people that, our coaches here at LSU don't take no for an answer very well. And we attract that kind of personality. We're all fighters. We're all competitive. We all want to win, and we all take a great deal of pride in what we do and this university and this state and what it represents. And it's just something that I think it's cyclical. It all feeds. I'm part of a sport that, in most places doesn't get a whole lot of attention, but it does here. And that's just an amazing testament to not only the support that we have at LSU, but to Louisiana, and particularly South Louisiana as a whole. They're just supportive, and they want to be part of a winner, and it's an incredible situation to be a part of. This is my last stop. I'm going to retire here, and I'm excited about what this team is capable of doing this weekend. But I need the fans to get their butts in the seats. I can't say that too often.
That's right. Go get the butts in those seats. Get the tickets. Thursday night, 7 p.m., LSU takes the floor, and then they advance. It will be Saturday at 5 p.m. So go get them. And, Coach, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm just a boy born and raised in Texas, and Louisiana's home now. So I completely get it, and we appreciate the time. And good luck to your ladies, and let's go kick some butt.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all having us on. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Coach. All right, there he is, Jay Clark, your head coach of the LSU gymnastics team. So you heard him. I know it's Easter weekend. Y'all go pack the PMAC. We are lucky enough to be hosting a regional for gymnastics. Some of the best teams in the country coming down. So if you're looking for events to do, take your family out, get loud, cheer those Lady Tigers on to victory as they chase down a national championship. So let's go. We appreciate his time. Appreciate you, Coach Clark, for joining the show. All right. Let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll close out hour number 2. Stick with us. We're going to close out hour number 2. Next hour, we got a little Crop Dust in Sports. We got Nick Underhill joining the show. So stick with us right here off the bench.
Off the bench.
All right. Emerson Heating and Air. It is getting close to summer. So you know what that means. Well, it's a lot of heat coming. About a week and a half ago, Emerson came out to my house. Old DJ came out there and checked out everything. So if you need to check up on all your air conditions, be ready, because it always goes out at the wrong time. If you're not prepared for the heat, if that air conditioner isn't ready to start humming, well, it always goes out at the wrong time. It's going to be like the hottest day of the summer too when it goes out. So make sure everything is up and running. You got the Freon, you got everything ready to roll. And they did that. It was awesome. Called them. They're out of my house the next day. They checked everything. Hey, here's what's working. Here's what maybe not working. This is how we can fix it. This is what we can do. So go check them out at emsair.net. I know you got a lot of choices, but this is a company that really cares about keeping you and your family comfortable this summer. emsair.net, emsair.net.
Walk this way, you and me, babe. Hey, hey!
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
Nice.
My bad.
Welcome back here. Off the bench. Closing out hour number dos. Tuesday
Breaking
show.
news.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wait, no, Tuesday show.
Yeah,
This
it's
is more
brought to you by
important.
Community Steel,
Yeah.
obviously.
Shout out Community Steel.
Yeah. What you got? We got breaking news?
Yeah, Nick Underhill texted me. This is breaking news. He can't come on. He's on a plane.
But he has to. We've talked about it on the show already.
Yeah, well.
We teased it. We don't want to lie.
Well, we lied. Not intentionally.
Yep.
But we lied.
Told some untruths.
Yeah. But Ross Jackson's going to be on instead.
Oh, very good.
Who's
All
a
right, Ross.
lovely, incredible person.
Does he want to FaceTime?
Oh, I'll ask him. I think he's at the meetings, though. so I
Nick
don't-
always asks like his FaceTime's not working. I don't believe it.
I mean, if he could text, he can call too. So,
Yeah, that's a good point.
you know,
Can I tell you about Oshner real quick?
No. I'm just kidding. Yes, please tell me.
Oshner. Oshner.org. So they have this thing on their website at Oshner.org. It's their 24/7 symptom checker. Well, you can go in there, put your symptoms in. It kind of tells you, because Oshner's big. They got so many locations. They do so many great things all over the Gulf South that This symptom checker will go in and tell you exactly where you need to go, whether you need to go to primary care and urgent care, emergency care, or you can just do it like one of your 24/7 virtual care options. So go check it out. If you have something happening, you don't know what to do, don't know where to go to ochsner.org/findcare and type in your symptoms. And it'll tell you exactly what to do, where to go. And look, always the best, no matter what it is. If it's orthopedics, if it's women's care, pediatrics, family care, whatever it is, ochsner.org. Ochsner is the place to be. So when your health matters, make sure you're choosing Ochsner, ochsner.org. Nick Underhill, can't believe you. Do you think Ross Jackson knows what these world things are?
Yeah. Ross
are?
probably knows more than anybody does, which I don't know how you're not understanding. Like, I'm saying probably the same exact things that Ross is going to say, but.
No, but Ross, what does that mean?
Can you elaborate?
It means you can market in different.
I mean, you can market anywhere, social media.
You for sure can, but instead of the NFL marketing the entire NFL, the NFL is giving teams to opportunity.
If the Saints cared about Italy, they would have already been pushing Instagram ads there.
I guess so.
Selling those jerseys. No, they had to have a memo. Oh, well. Well, we appreciate you joining us so far. We got a great hour 3 coming up on the other side of this break. We thank Jay Clark for joining the show. Last segment, y'all pack the PMAC for your gymnastics team. Let's stick with us right here and Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
All right, Rouse's. Rouse's.com. Why would you go to a website for a grocery store? Well, you can go to that website and you can put in your zip code and you can figure out what kind of specials, what kind of deals, what kind of discounts are happening at the Rouse's market nearest you. Hey, guess what? I'm going to Rouse's later. I'm going to Rouse's headquarters. Talk to them a little bit about hydration. Go see their amazing headquarters. Go talk with a lot of the executive team down there. Excited for it. Headed down to the Thibodaux area. They're a Louisiana company. Louisiana bred and doing a lot of great things. They have tons of grocery stores from like Lake Charles all the way to Nearly, Florida. Doing great things. Fantastic grocery stores. You go there, like you see it clean. Grocery store, you see it big. You see it well staffed. Great customer service. They do everything the right way. And oh yeah, crawfish season. They got live crawfish. They got boiled crawfish. They got everything that you need. So go check them out at Rouse's.com and go do your shopping at Rouse's Markets.